Alright here, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go over the major cross-country storm that will likely bring major snow and ice accumulations to a large portion of the country, including the west, south, and even the northeast and mid-Atlantic. Now before I do get started here, I want to make sure you guys are here today and make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and all my other videos for more related content. Alright, now let's get started with the warning map actually. There is a large area of winter storm warnings from New Mexico into Mississippi and northern Alabama and all the way to northern Vermont. And it's basically covering a large portion of the country, and there are some winter storm weather advisories along the edges of the warnings that we're seeing here, and there are also a few ice storm warnings, for example, across eastern Kentucky and western West Virginia, then one as well as eastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey and southern New York State, but not in New York City. And there's also a tiny ice storm warning in northwest Oregon and perhaps a smidge of southwestern Washington State. And then there also does appear to be a tiny blizzard warning. I'm gonna click on this office so you can see. Actually, you're not really clicking on it. I'm just kind of changing a way that the clip looks to you, kind of. Now you can see the blizzard warning across portions of far western Texas and southeastern New Mexico. It's this orange area right there you see on the left of the map. Alright, now we're going to go to the weather models. We're going to start the GFS for the snow amounts. So here is the GFS map. We're going to go with what we're seeing in the first storm at this image, and then we're going to see what it's like after the second storm hits. So as you can see, there is a band of several inches of snow across from the south and going into the northeast region. Now, specifically, I would say this is going from, far eastern Texas, and in northwestern Louisiana, southeast Arkansas, northwest Mississippi, and maybe even a smidge of northwest Alabama, western Tennessee, much of Kentucky, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, Ohio, northern Pennsylvania, northern New York State, northern Vermont, and then also northern New Hampshire and northern Maine. This is where the heaviest band is. It's not the entire band of snow, it's just the heaviest snow, basically like at least 6 inches. Now this band stretches as far north as the following: southeast Kansas, northern, across all of Oklahoma, all of Missouri, and at least most of Illinois, and including the Chicago area, given the lake effect snow band you can see there. Then also southern Michigan, and then that's kind of it for the U.S., but I think it's also going to extend across the southern Ontario and Quebec areas. And then there's also expected to be 2 to 3 feet of snow in the mountains in the northern Cascades right there, and then a foot or two of snow in some of the higher peaks of the Rocky Mountains. And then we're going to the Canadian model and seeing what the snowfall forecasts have in mind. Now this band is kind of wider for in terms of 6 inches because it also includes the Chicago area and Detroit area, and as well as extending all the further into southern Canada, basically close to the border, but it also kind of, this band kind of does extend like far from the border, and basically this is kind of just where warnings could occur related to this event. And then now we're seeing narrow bands of a foot of snow. One from northeast Texas to south and central northeast Arkansas, then in the boot heel of Missouri and extreme western and extreme southwestern Kentucky, and one as well near Chicago on Lake Michigan, and then the other inland one. This is from west central Ohio into northwest Pennsylvania to northern New York State, and then going across the northern Hampshire, Vermont states, and then central Maine. But otherwise, this is a really wide 6-inch band this model has in mind for the future, but now we're going to go to the first storm's hit. Now, what does this storm have in mind for the first hit? Well, technically, you can just call it the model. Now, we're seeing this narrow band of snow before the second storm hits. And this one's kind of just from eastern Arkansas, and then also northwest Mississippi, western Tennessee, and then as well as western and northern Kentucky, southern Illinois, southern Indiana, southwestern and northeastern Ohio, of course, and then northwestern Pennsylvania, and the rest you can kind of tell if you just look in the light purple regions. And then also there's gonna be that lake effect snow band that you can be seeing for if you live in Chicago like me. Well, yeah, I do. And then in the mountains, you got 1 to 2 feet of snow in the higher elevations, and then as well as 2 to 3 feet, or even over 3 feet, in the northern Cascades. Alright, now this final map we're gonna see here is the ice accumulations. We're just gonna go with both storms. This first one here shows potentially 1 inch of ice accumulations from northeast Texas, northwest Louisiana, southern Arkansas, northwest Mississippi, and then it also goes into, central Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and then, of course, New York State, southern basically, and then Vermont, New Hampshire, and then also southern Maine. The second one, well, actually, the first one goes from southern Louisiana into northwest Alabama, central Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, and even kind of dumps the ice into Virginia and even mid-Atlantic. So this storm kind of is a blockbuster based on all the impacts we're seeing here. And then it also kind of drops lighter ice accumulations across southeast Texas and basically the Houston area. And then there's also an area of ice storm possible across some of the Pacific Northwest, as you can tell by the ice accumulations, specifically across northwest Oregon and portions of the western Washington state. Okay, that is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for some more of my content. So hopefully we'll see you guys in the next video.